We're about to do the Valbona Theth hike in northern Albania. I've heard so much hype about this overnight trek that as soon as I knew we were coming to the Balkans, I knew we just had to do it.
But the view is incredible. Look at that.
I first found out about it through social media. It's 15 kilometers long and will have you climbing 1,000 meters in elevation, and at its peak you're about 1,800 meters above sea level. If you haven't seen me before, I'm Ollie and I've recently backpacked all 50 countries in Europe. I'm travelling around the Balkans with my best mate Mike, who I've known since our school days.
It's like a hairdryer, that. Really good fun. It's like a new trim.
My expectations were so high for this, and I can tell you, apart from one nasty surprise, I was not disappointed. As most hikers do here, we joined a group tour which included 2 homestays as well as a ferry ride across Lake Komani. However, the tour got off to a rather confusing start as we were dropped off in a tunnel.
We appear to have just started a walk with our cases through this tunnel? No idea where we're going. Do you know what's going on? Nah, no, it's not the group. It's not going to get to start walking through a tunnel waiting for cars for like 2 kilometres. But this is one of them. What are you asking him?
Hey, we've arrived from Tirana and we're at the ferry terminal. What do we do now? just as simple as that, yeah? What's the plan, buddy?
But after the initial confusion, we finally found our tour guide and headed through some of the most dramatic scenery on the continent.
It's got a Thai element to it, a Kalsok element to it. It's very pretty. Hard to capture the scale of it, isn't it? Because it's just massive. And, See the zip line up there, look. Oh, look at that. See the zip line there? Yeah. You gonna try that? Probably.
The cruise here was obviously beautiful, like the mountains on either side. It could easily have been Thailand. I think everybody on the boat enjoyed that. But then we've arrived here and it feels kind of very fake touristy, very overcrowded and kind of like out of place for Albania. So we've got like lots of hotels, there's a zip wire, and the water also looks very polluted for the amount of boats in it.
Has a bit of a Jurassic Park feel to it. Really clear water. Obviously it's a man-made lake, so it's like, you know, it's not completely natural, but it was still really, really beautiful. But I think here it's just a tad overcrowded. Like where we're sat right now, we're just kind of like surrounded by like hotels and stuff and kind of typical touristy stuff. And I think maybe we were expecting something a bit more like secluded, because it's obviously quite off the beaten path. But you know, maybe the rest of the day will prove me wrong.
The rest of the afternoon was spent eating and swimming in a more secluded area of the lake, before we took an even more magical journey, this time on a speedboat, towards our first homestay.
It's like a hairdryer, that. Really good fun. It's like a new trim.
What is going on there?
What is going on there? We call that one the porcupine.
Have I still got my quiff? So me and Mike are sharing one room, and then each other group have got their own room too. But wow, this scenery could so easily be in the Alps. We've paid €300 each for 3 days, €100 a day. So staying here does not cost that much money at all in comparison to the Alps in France, Switzerland. Yet it's arguably as beautiful. All right, you all asked for a room tour. What do you think?
It's alright. It's too many beds, I think.
Yeah, so I'm going to go here.
For a time.
Got another one and a double.
There was a time where we thought we might have a visitor. We might have 3 in the room, which would have been a bit bizarre. But no, we've just got an extra bed now. Unless Ollie joins me.
Could happen. I'm not going to rule it out. The issue was the shower. I've just had a shower and, well, it kind of easily fell off the wall. Very small bathroom. For 2 people, I think it's fine. For 4, it probably would be too much. Yeah, for a one night. You going to unpack?
Nope. That would be a silly thing to do.
But we've got the beer. We've got the corker. Is it a corker? We've had it earlier.
Corker.
It is a corker.
It is a corker.
Corker. Oh, it tastes so much better when you've been hotting all day. Oh, this is so good. The views in the background, the white tops just like poking out the village. Hopefully you'll have a sunset time lapse, but if you don't, see you for the start of the famous trek tomorrow morning. Good morning from not very warm Albania at the moment. First time this trip I've said I'm cold. How are we feeling, Michael?
I'll be honest with you. We just had a breakfast that was quite minimal, so I'm kind of feeling a bit hungry still, which is not a good way. It's not an 8-hour hike.
Yeah, and we're not sure really how touristy this is going to be, so how many like cafes and stops there are on the way. I'm currently got that much water left as well, which is not ideal at all. But yeah, 8 hours. Hopefully we make it through the day fine. The views are meant to be amazing, so hopefully that makes up for this kind of bit of confusion to start the day. Are we ready?
Yeah. Born to do it, man.
What do you think it's going to be like?
So, if you're saying 1,800 metres of elevation, so it'll be
800 metres?
1,800.
1,800 metres of elevation.
So it's proper walking. But that'll probably be just cumulative up and down. But yeah, supposedly I think it was 1,800 metres of total ascent.
Should be good then.
Be good, yeah. I mean, it's awesome views, and if we're kind of going anywhere near where he said it's going to be a spectacular view back down the valley, it should be amazing.
The day began by taking what only can be described as a rust bucket of a van to the trailhead. However, it became immediately clear why the van was chosen as we ascended what in wintertime would be the bed of a river, which in summer turns into a rocky pathway to the start of the hike. Oh, look at that! And there goes civilization for the day.
It's over.
Got to get to Theth, or we're not getting back down there. Oh my god. Think of the views. Crazy views.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Feels like walking up a beach at some points, doesn't it? Couldn't we have a bit of flat to warm us up? Whoa. The riverbed as well. That's what we were driving on.
And then the snow melts in the winter. It's a river again.
So it's been probably like 2 hours maybe of just straight uphill, but we're nearly there. You can see the very top now, and then I think it's downhill from there to Theth. But the view from the top should be insane. It's still a little bit hidden by all the trees, but I think when we get kind of up on that cliff edge, it'll be 10 times better. But now we're going through the pain. Hopefully the gain is incredible. Beer isn't tempting enough at 8 AM in the morning, but when you put it in this ice, oh, it's so cold. Beer?
Yeah.
Beer?
It's actually beer.
Yeah. So we can't be far off the top now. I think the peak is, oh, the peak is where that guy's standing up there, look. We're nearly there, but the view is incredible. Look at that. Wowie. Oh, the wind is incredible. Whee! We're nearly there. We're nearly on top of the world.
Thank you to everyone taking us up here. All these monumental views. Doesn't get any better. Albania #1.
And shout out to the first man to walk up here, Albania, whose this country is named after.
Really?
Yeah, Albania. He walked up here. He was the first person to reach this summit, and they named the country after him. They shortened it to Albania. So Albania.
I'm not sure I buy that one, I can't lie.
Mate, I've got a PhD in history.
You got a PhD in this particular hill? Was that the Instagram shot?
Maybe. Maybe.
Wow, there's a queue. It's like Everest.
Yeah. Alright,
We better get off.
my way down.
What have you?
After taking in all the breathtaking views we'd climbed a solid 3 hours uphill for, there were still challenges to face on the way down, mainly in the form of wildlife.
How are you at riding horses? I don't know. They're quite tall creatures. So I'm not looking forward to even walking behind them here.
Yeah, or next to them.
God, oh. Don't they kick?
Yeah, I don't love this. Nice to know he's calm then.
What about him?
Get kicked in the chest for that, you're done. You're done.
I am semi-scared here.
No sudden movement, are you?
Hi, horse. Hiya, mate. Oh. Thought my life was going to end there. I'd be pushed down the hill by a horse. Would you do that on a horse?
Do what?
What we just did?
I don't reckon, bro. I wouldn't be that keen
I would be
on it,
pretty
though.
scared. Like they can do it, but you just fully have to entrust yourself to the animal, and like it's like almost vertical. It's scary. I've only been once on a horse in the Australian mountains, nothing like that, and it was still pretty sketchy when the horse was like, remember that?
I don't mind
And
going-
then you
going
kind
up
of
on
feel like, oh, surely the horse knows what it's doing, but it can still like slip on the rock or something.
This is Mike versus a cow. I get you. We survived the cows. They're actually bulls though, aren't they? Oh, nearly stepped right in its boot. And we've done it, we've made it to the bottom. And here is the minibus.
I reckon that is the hottest foot in Albania.
Would you rather get in that or walk? I would get in that. It's going to be like a tin can. With a lot of 7 sweating Brits, dusty and Aussie. So yeah, the way down was definitely way more difficult, and your knees especially, it really hurt. The way up was beautiful because of the scenery. So yeah, now we're going to go to the Blue Eye and jump in the lake, and I cannot wait for that because I'm so unbelievably hot.
As we completed the hike in the early afternoon, we made a stop to another attraction in Theth, known as the Blue Eye. However, despite all the excitement to get in, we were going to be met with a nasty surprise.
So the reason why barely anybody's actually in the water is because it's so cold. Pretty much polar
Take the beer
polar
from
water.
here and put it in the cold water.
Well, my beer's quite cold anyway. But you're chilling beers in it?
Yeah.
How cold is the water?
Like, I don't know, like 3, 2 degrees.
That's cold.
That is genuinely too cold.
It's too cold to get into 100%. How are these guys diving into it? I've quite literally been in polar ice water in the Arctic, and I think this is exactly the same amount of cold. Well, aren't you freezing? Cold.
It's a bit freezing, but
That is cold.
it is.
Where are you from?
Olives.
I thought you were going to say Norway then, and I might have understood. His face. There's no way he enjoyed that. There's not a chance.
I've done it in Antarctica -2.
I've done it in the Arctic, and it's not as cold. It just feels colder. It feels colder.
It's good.
Do you get like cold water shock?
Nah, it's not as bad as that.
Do you think that's colder than Antarctica?
Oh, way better.
Better.
This is so good. This is really nice.
Honestly.
It's not like the pins and needles. Like it's fresh. It's very cold, but it's pleasant.
Can I go one at a time? Shoot it.
You'll be
Come on.
fine. You'll be fine.
I'll go. I can understand you might be a little bit tentative. If I was making you go to an opium den or something, we're just going to jump in the water, bro.
But it's freezing cold. I can't. It's a barrier too far. We've been sweating like all day, and then you're going into some freezing cold water. She just screamed. I don't think she thought it would be that cold.
Out. After wimping out of jumping in, we headed to the second and final guest house. It brought to an end what was a tiring but very enjoyable few days in the mountains, where we got a glimpse of what rural Albania was really like. If you're planning a trip yourself, I'd recommend taking a group tour if you've only got a short amount of time, either through the North Albania Alps tours or Wanderers Hostel, which is popular with backpackers. I hope this video has lifted the lid on a country which is definitely up and coming, and I'd really recommend you visit soon to make the most of the relatively low prices.